Well, hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back to the hashtag Get Unstuck podcast, episode number 185. Today, we're going to talk about how to get what you want in fitness and in life. I've got 3 magical ways that you're not going to want to miss. So hang tight.
Hello, incredible VIPs. Welcome back to the Get Unstuck podcast, the ultimate space for navigating the vibrant second half of life. Your guide on this transformative journey is none other than Heather Newman, your fitness strategy and planning mentor. Delighted to have all you VIPs here. Heather's mission is crystal clear: to inspire each VIP to look and feel amazing in this fantastic chapter of life. Transitioning from a fitness instructor and trainer to a fitness strategy and planning mentor, Heather is here to lead you on a journey of transformation. She personally designs your monthly challenges, workout plans, and framework, all accessible in your very own VIP member portal online at tonend10.com. Guaranteed to bring you the results you're seeking, whether it's weight loss, increased strength, more energy, or just living your healthiest, feel-good life. She promises you a game-changing experience. Having refined this framework and unique approach over the years, Heather has now packaged it up for a full year of transformation, growth, and overall happiness and joy. Every week, she's your guide on this transformative journey. So let's dive in, VIPs. Get ready for fabulous transformative moments. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Get Unstuck is available for downloads on all major platforms, including Podbean, GlitterU.com, Spotify, Audible, iTunes, and YouTube. Unlock your potential with Get Unstuck podcast. Subscribe now. Be part of our exclusive community. Subscribe to Heather's newsletter for behind-the-scenes content, exclusive updates, and a dose of motivation straight to your inbox. Join at www.glitteru.com and let's make every day an opportunity for growth and joy.
All right, you guys. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome back to the hashtag Get Unstuck podcast, a podcast for all of you ladies in the second half of life who are ready to take responsibility for your own well-being and create a life that you love living. I'm here to help motivate women just like you to look good and feel good and even fabulous in the second half of life. I'm your host, Heather Newman, and after spending the first 48 years of my life being a complete people pleaser and living with a scarcity mindset, I was stuck and I was ready for a change. So I reinvented myself. I stopped outsourcing my happiness, and I've been brave enough to live a different kind of life. I'll be here each week to help you do the same thing. So grab your headset or your earbuds, lace up those sneakers, tighten that ponytail, and let's freaking do the doggone thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you haven't subscribed yet to this podcast, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button on whichever platform you are listening from. I am so excited that you are back here with me today. Happy February if we haven't spoken yet, or if you haven't dialed in. Why do I say dialed in? What am I, in 1975? I don't know why I say that. I think what I mean when I say dialed in is not like dial-up internet. I mean like dialed in. Like I am so just passionate about connecting women's brains to everything that they do, because sometimes we go through life just kind of mindlessly in this pinball machine of life, and we're always just kind of rolling with the punches, and we don't really have a plan. We're just kind of winging it, per se. I know that that's what I was doing for a very long time. So anyway, today I want to share with you 3 simple ways to get exactly what you want. For me, it's become just second nature after many, many, many years of practicing and learning how to manage my mind, dialing in, and emotions. You guys, I was probably one of the most emotional, sensitive people on the planet. Even if you couldn't see it on the outside of me, I'm a July baby, so that's a Cancer, and that's just like a crab. Like, I'm not into a lot of horoscopes and all that stuff, but I used to be when I was younger. I thought like that was the prediction. I'm not into that stuff now. I'm very, very much into my faith and my Bible. However, the crab pretty much describes me to a T, I believe, or anybody that's in this, if you're a Cancer. Basically what I mean is like there's a hard shell there, but I always had this I was always so sensitive. So many things hurt my feelings, and I never let it show. I never talked to anybody about it. But anyway, over the last, I would say 8 years, I've really honed into skills to be and show up as my strongest self every single day, because I wanted to get a handle on that. I didn't want to be the person that felt like I was always disappointed, or, I gave a manual to people in my life that they didn't even know there was a manual. Like, they weren't living up to my expectations, but yet they had no idea I had expectations set for them. And shame on me for doing so. But most importantly, I'm going to talk to you on how to get it, how to be your strongest, how to hone in on your skills so that you can show up as your strongest self every single day. So several years ago, like I said, I was in a very, very different place. It was back in 2017, and prior to that, there was like this window of time where my kids are growing up, and that's hard. That is hard. It's still hard. Like, I'm in a different chapter now, but like when they're little, it's hard. When you get into the, toddler stage, it's hard. When you get into preschool and even on into middle school, it's hard. They get into high school, it's even harder. Like, I just felt like I became this mom that had a bunch of rules and nobody else's mom had any rules. So of course my kids looked at me like, well, why can't I go do this? Everybody else can go do this. And I was like, because, this is my justification, and I know that you may not understand this at this time, but I knew that my boys, anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, I wanted to parent, and Ken and I both decided we were going to parent the way that we wanted to parent, not the way that everybody else was parenting. We're going to stay in our lane. We are going to keep our eyes on our own paper and raise our boys the best that we knew how, because, hello, we've never raised children before. And we did everything that we could. And I'm proud to say that my oldest he just took part 4 of the CPA exam. I'm so beyond proud of both of my boys, and not to brag, but just for a minute, maybe both of them completed high school and college with 4.0s. And now one of them is about to become a CPA. He's already got his master's degree. So bachelor's degree, master's degree. Now he's going to be CPA. And the other one is working on his master's degree. He's got his bachelor's degree, and he's in mechanical engineering. And I'm elated. I can't say enough about them. But anyway, this podcast is not about me and my family, but I just want to share that with you. I am very private. Okay, so today I want to help you with that journey. I want you to understand, if you are coming from a place where you may not realize that you were kind of not being the boss of your own life, but maybe trying to be the boss of everybody else's life, or if you were like me, a dedicated people pleaser without even realizing it. Like, I was probably a bit codependent, and I didn't even know that that was not the way it had to be. So we grow up with these generational thoughts and beliefs, and obviously your norms, because whatever you grow up with, that's your normal. So to think outside the box and understand that there might be another way, because doing and living and thinking another way will give you a different way of feeling, a different way of living. It's really, really eye-opening and can be quite just the game changer. So I want to help you with that journey. If you're a woman in the second half of life, I want to provide you with the tools to stop the cycle of starting and stopping on yourself, quitting on your own goals to please other people or to put other people before you, and being the doer in their lives while putting yours on the back burner. Sometimes as moms, or just as females, we get so caught up in thinking that we know what's best for everybody else that we're not even focusing on what is really best for us. We're so into their lane and into, they're watering their grass and telling them the way that it should go or what we think they should be doing, when we're not even really focusing on the things that we should be doing. Like, let's worry about ourselves. Let's stay in our own lane. Let's keep our eyes on our own paper. And yes, I know if you have family and you have kids, they're going to be a priority. But I'm talking about in the second half of life, when you've got a lot of things weighing on you. You feel responsible for not only if you have children, but maybe even they have children, and then maybe even aging parents or adults in your life that you feel more responsible for caretaker, or how, driving them to the doctor or whatever, and working a full-time job. Like, this is a lot. This is a lot. So all I want to do today is focus on you. Even though all those other things may be your circumstances, let's talk today about how I can help you with that journey. Again, if you're a woman in the second half of life, I want to provide you with the tools to stop the cycle of starting something and then quitting on yourself, quitting on your own goals, so that you can make sure that everybody else's needs and goals are taken care of. And what happens is you end up putting yours all on the back burner. So let's go ahead and dive into these magical ways to get what you want, not just in fitness, but also in life. Although obviously everything I speak on is usually fitness related. It stems from there. Most people come to me for weight loss or fat loss or even weight management, and it becomes a lifestyle. You don't even realize, I just want to lose 5 pounds. And we end up being friends forever, because now we're trying to navigate the journey of life together. That's just how this is. It's a healthy lifestyle. So if you're a woman who starts something and then quits, running out of bandwidth, you might be codependent, or you might be a people pleaser. Sometimes you might not even realize it. So here are the 3 ways I get everything that I want in this chapter, this stage of life, okay? The first idea is a decision. The first thing you need to do is decide, and I'm going to read that and say that in all caps. Decide what you want. So many women, and I hate saying so many, that's so not tangible, but let's say 80% of the women that I coach, when I ask them this question, what do you want? How do you want to feel? They can probably answer how they want to feel easier than what they want. They actually get this blank stare sometimes, and I get it, because I didn't know either. What do I want? What do you mean, what do I want? I'm doing everything I have to do. This is what I've been dealt. That's where my mindset was. So if that sounds like you, if that's the thought that came up with you, what do you mean, what do I want? I got married, right? We almost have the manual of society, which is typically, and you may not fall into this, but most people do, most women, they see Cinderella. There's this beautiful Cinderella story. Her prince swoops in, Prince Charming saves the day, and they live happily ever after. You guys, nobody's coming to save us. And what really stinks is we were programmed to think that they were. So if you do have your Prince Charming, that's amazing. And if you are living like Cinderella, that's even more amazing. But for the majority of us, real life is real life. And we're okay, snap out of your fairy tale. We're in, real life now. And you've got to take care of all these things that you're I didn't see Cinderella, doing laundry and having to take care of all these people and carpooling. And I didn't see Cinderella doing any of that stuff. We were just programmed at a very young age to think that that's what it would be. So now I'm going to ask you, just as if you were a little girl, and I said, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm going to ask you today, decide what you want. What do you want your life to look like today? You're not done. You're still here. And I have a news flash for you. You have a bigger purpose than just raising your kids. You have a bigger purpose than just going to work. You have a bigger purpose, even if you feel like you can't figure out what that purpose is yet. I'm going to help you and give you some tools that you can use so that you can help yourself navigate through this. But the first step is to decide, what do you want? And the best way that I can tell you or advise you, or I don't know, just share some ideas with you on how to get there, is just like your head may have gone to a blank page of paper, a big blank, blank. What do you mean, what do I want, Heather? The first idea is to decide what you want. And before you can do anything else, You have to start there, and you have to connect with it. You have to be dialed in. I do use that term a lot. I didn't realize it, but I do. You have to be so dialed in to your decision on what you want that nothing else will waver that. And you can't go any further, because more than likely you'll start it and you'll quit because you're not connected to your decision of what you actually want. So this is a fundamental principle that I teach in coaching, especially in weight loss and weight management. You have to decide what you want and firmly plant both feet in the sand. Your brain's going to freaking flip out. Like, I'll start thinking small, and then it will start to spin and worrying about maybe like other people's expectations of me or other people's thoughts, and just a bunch of nonsense that our brain does, because we've got this brain that thinks that everything has to be perfect. And we don't live in a world of perfection. We live in a world of doing the best doggone job that we can with the tools that we've been given. So think about when you're at a restaurant with like a big, long menu, and your brain starts to kind of flip out maybe over all the choices and decisions. Like, it can be completely overwhelming because you're like, I got to make a decision. And I don't know if you've ever been to the Cheesecake Factory. They have a catalog. They have, like, I know what I'm going to order before I even walk in the restaurant, because that menu is insane. It's a catalog. It's like a magazine. But however, like, don't let decision making ruin you. Think of decision making moving forward as it can actually be your superpower. Just like I said, I already know what I'm going to eat when I go into Cheesecake Factory, because I've already put myself in the position of, look at this menu. It's like a freaking catalog. It's like a freaking magazine. And there's so many options, and I don't know. So what do? I know what I'm going to get before I even go in there. If we make plans to go to Cheesecake Factory, I already know what I'm going to be ordering, what I'm going to be drinking. I already know that. So that can be your superpower.
It's been a tough few years. Have you felt a little lost, fell off track, or maybe your life feels like it's been flipped upside down? Are you ready to get back on track with a simple jumpstart, the healthy way? The 7-Day Sugar Detox, Sugar is the Devil book is now available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It is a straightforward shortcut that tells you exactly what to eat and how to do this. The 7-Day Sugar Detox, Sugar is the Devil workbook and guide by Heather Newman will help you navigate a new healthy relationship with food. It will teach you which foods work for you and those that don't. This 7-Day Sugar Detox guide is meant to be a staple. It's not a one-time use only book. It's one that you'll want to keep coming back to over and over again for guidance. It's the permanent solution that you've been looking for. This guide is used as a resource to get you back on track when you fall off, and we all do. It's a journey, not a destination. So happy to hear how many of you are enjoying this book, getting massive weight loss results, and use it as a tool after those binging weekends when you've really whooped it up. It's the perfect, easy-to-follow guide, including a grocery list and meal planning recipe options for breakfast, lunch, snacks, and dinner. If it's not on the list, it's not for us. Be sure to grab yours today and grab one for a friend. The 7-Day Sugar Detox, Sugar is the Devil by Heather Newman is available in a paperback and a hardback version. Visit the website www.sugardetox7.com or simply find it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble websites. Sugar is the Devil.
So let's think about decision making as it can be a superpower, especially when you decide what you truly want. Like, I've become pretty skilled at decision making because I allow myself to want anything and to desire. Like, just like I said, when you were like 6 years old and someone would ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like, there were no boundaries. There were no limitations. Your brain was just like, in this fantasy world. And I'm not saying we live in a fantasy world. I'm just saying allow yourself to dream bigger. Like, you're the only one putting the boundaries on yourself. So I don't care if my brain thinks it's too much. I've learned to think bigger and dream bigger, and it feels so good. So I want everything that I want. Just like you should want everything that you want. Like, don't be ashamed of that. But for now, what I'll do is just pick one thing and I'll focus on the one thing. Like, I've got a whole list of things. So when I say open up your brain, do a brain dump, right? I talk about the brain dump notebook that it's on Amazon. It's like $12, you guys. Or just open up to a blank piece of paper. But so many of you now with all this technology and everything, you're almost like you don't want to pick up a pen or a pencil anymore. And it's so important. It's so important. You're going to make the decision, and then I want you to just brain dump all the things. Like, what are all the things you used to love to do? Most of the time, what we love to do comes back to probably like before high school. Like, for me, I was a ballet dancer. I like jazz dancing. I was a dancer. Even though I danced in college and I danced in high school, that was different. I'm talking about from when I was 3 years old on stage with my I'm a little teapot costume. I talk about pouring into teapots, right? Like, we have to fill our teapot before we can pour into our teacups. And ironically enough, my first dance review was I'm a little teapot. How crazy is that? But dancing, that's what brings me alive. Dancing is a form of expression, and I'm an introvert. So for me, being an only child, dancing was just what I loved. It's what I knew. Another thing that I loved doing was roller skating. Think about the things that you loved to do when you were younger, because some of those things you might be able to tap into again today and really find something that you love doing. But want what you want, and don't be ashamed of it. Understand that you can want what you want. Women have been so programmed to like want certain things, but I want you to realize it's okay for you to feel uncomfortable at wanting more or wanting what you want. It doesn't have to be what society says you should want. You have permission. It's fine. It's your life. Nobody else's. It doesn't have to look just like your best friends. It doesn't have to look like what society considers to be norm. Everything we want is going to be scary. Everything you want feels scary. It's always going to feel scary. So just get good at being afraid. This is going to grow your capacity to do hard things. So, number one, decide. I've been on this topic for a very long time now. You can tell how important it is. You need to decide. Is it that I'm going to fit in the red dress that's in my closet? Is it that I'm going to wear that green shirt and look freaking amazing and feel freaking rock star in that green top from that picture that I had from whenever? Or is it I'm going to rock those purple shorts that were baggy on me? I am going to feel amazing, and that, like, have that decision. Decide and realize what you want. You are supposed to want things and declare it, especially to yourself. You have to have your own back before you can have everybody else's back. Have your own back. Step number 2 is to have a plan in place. This is going to be the vision, right? Set yourself up to get exactly what you want. You have to be so clear and committed and have a plan and a strategy. A no-nonsense plan. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be over the top. You just have to know what direction you're heading, and every day you're trying harder and harder to get there. Decide what you want and have a plan to set yourself up every single day to get what you want. This can be in weight loss. This can be in weight management. This could be in gaining strength and muscle. This can be in health and wellness and fitness, or this could be in a financial. Like, this could be in any area of your life. Relationships, career, professional, or I already said career, finances, relationships. I said that. Health and wellness. It can be in any area. There's other areas of your life. Just right now, I can't come up with all of them. So just decide what you want and have a plan to set yourself up every single day to get what you want. You start breaking free once you have a plan and a system. You are now committed to getting what you want. You make the decision, then you have the vision. Make a plan, follow the plan. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Show up with blinders on every freaking single day. Funnel all of your energy into the plan. the results of getting what you are committed to, you also get a lot of like bonus results out of this because it's going to spill over into every other area of your life. So if you come in to this plan, this decision of yours with this vision, and it's going to be weight loss or even just toning up, leaning out, body composition, eating cleaner, know what eating cleaner means. When someone comes to me and says, I want to feel healthier and I want to eat cleaner, that is so vague. That doesn't tell me anything because your definition of eating cleaner may be way different than what I consider eating cleaner. So you got to get more specific than that. It can't just be general where other people would define it differently. Not that we're worried about other people. I'm just saying, like, if somebody said, I want to eat cleaner, that's going to mean something totally different to a room full of 10 people. 10 people will give you 10 different answers on what eating cleaner means to them. So make a plan, follow the plan, show up with freaking blinders on every single day, funnel all of your energy into your plan. You will start to break free from the people-pleasing tendencies and the codependency habits. Please take my word for it. I promise you, this is so powerful and it's easy to do, but it's easy not to do. So you have to commit and you have to have all your feet in one place. Like make that decision, both feet in the sand, blinders on. Step number 3 is discipline. So many people ask me, Heather, how are you so motivated? How are you so motivated to stay in the game? Let me just tell you, back in 2017, I made a decision at the age of 48 that I was going to be fit by the time I reached 50. That was my goal. Fit by 50, fit by 50, whatever that meant to me. Now, fit by 50 may be something totally different to you, but I knew what it meant to me because I was clear. I had made a decision. I had a clear vision as to what that looked like and how I felt. I have never looked back. I was driven. Nobody was going to take my decision away from me. Nobody was going to get in the way of my plan or my system. I knew I was going to go and get it. Now, was I motivated to do it every single day? No. Am I motivated still today, every day, to wake up and do the workout, even the ones that I create for me and my girls in Tone and 10? No. But you know what I do have? Habits in place. I have discipline. Once you have step number 3, discipline, you're now set up. You put another coin in that bucket because of your habits, focus, and your discipline. These small actions feed into the buckets of what you want in your dream life. This is how you get what you want. Now, I can sit here and tell you all day long, these are the tools, these are the skills, these are the practices, this is the plan. But you are the only person that can make the decision. You are the only person that can really get clear on what it is you want. What is your why? Figure out why you want to do it, how you want to feel. What does that look like? What does that person show up like every day? What does that person eat like? What does that person do every single morning? We are practicing right now Heather's Healthy Happy Hour. It's a free 5-day group. If you haven't hopped in there yet, feel free to hop in because you can catch everything on the replay. It's in my private Instagram at Tone Babe Training. Or you can go to glitteru.com and click on Happy Hour. I would love to invite you to do this. You don't have to do anything but listen. I do a live video every morning, and we're talking about these exact things. Same things. To help you get your habits in place. So the things that you're struggling with today will not be a struggle once you work on the one thing that you really want. This is why I love my life so much now. It's a challenge every day, you guys, but decide. Get your plan and system and stick with it no matter freaking what. Stop quitting on yourself. Go and get it as if your life freaking depends on it. Because you know what, my friend? We are not guaranteed tomorrow any day of our life. So why not go after what you want today? Stop putting it off. Stop waiting until after Mardi Gras. You put the and in there. I can focus on me and do Mardi Gras. I can get healthy and do this. Stop saying either or. It's not going to be perfect. Just start doing it. I coach women with this framework in my one-on-one coaching meetups. Usually one session is even enough to help get a clear plan in place for you. So be sure to subscribe at glitteru.com. I'm not giving a plug. I'm talking to you personally. If you feel like you want to hop on the phone with me and one conversation, one little coaching session might help you get your plan in place, I'm here for you, girl. Send me a DM, send me an email, heathernewmanfitness@gmail.com. Don't forget about happy hour at Tone Babe Training, or that's on Instagram, or just go to glitteru.com and click on happy hour at the top. It's going on right now, every day. No matter what else is going on in your world, there's never going to be a perfect time. There's never going to be a perfect time. Just make the decision. Never lose sight of the thing that you want, and be willing to do everything and anything. Put that thing first, which means you're putting yourself first in your life. We cannot pour into the other teacups if our teapot is empty and we feel empty, right? This is going to make you feel more confident, more competent. It's going to help you break free from limiting beliefs in your brain. You're going to learn how to manage your mind and your emotions to get every single thing that you want, one thing at a time. These 3 steps work. It does take a lot of power behind it. Let's call it magic. You have to have magical thinking. But the bottom line is being a woman who does what she says she is going to do. Once you decide that you're going to be the woman that doesn't quit on herself, and you're going to follow through with the promise you made to yourself, just like you would to your husband, your kids, your best friend, your parents, you make a promise to them, you're going to come through. Do that to yourself. Decide, make a plan, and go get it. In the last 8 years, I found that these tools and skills to manage my brain and my emotions, they work. This is it. I'm giving you everything on a silver platter. You just have to make the decision. If you're struggling there, I can help you. Right? It's been such a miracle in my life. I don't worry about other people's opinions. And I understand that this is a bad habit that most women have. It's not a reflection of me. It's no longer a problem for me. And once you understand yourself well enough and can love yourself in a powerful way, then you just have your own back. And I don't mean being arrogant. I don't mean being a narcissist. Just don't let yourself down. Be your own coach. Be your own bestie. And be proud of you. I'm not driven by the opinions of others. I trust me and I trust my opinions. Now, I do have people around me whose opinions that I care about and I value, but I also don't take things personally because I decided I don't want to take things personally anymore. Having this set of skills and practice, I don't react or get triggered by things that I used to get triggered by. I don't allow myself to fall into the pattern at all. I decide, I make a plan, and I go get it. On the daily. I decided I was going to get in shape. I decided I was going to learn how to eliminate sugar from my diet. Yes, I'm a complete chocoholic if you don't know me. I love chocolate. I also love black licorice. Fun fact. Anybody else out there like black licorice? I know you either love it or you hate it. There's no in between with black licorice. Anyway, these are 2 of my downfalls. That's my jam. I love chocolate. So what happened? I created a plan. And I said I'm going to give myself 7 days. And I'm going to put myself through a completely nourished, healthy way of eliminating sugar from my diet. And I did it. And I wrote down every single day what I was going to do, what I did do, how I felt every single day. And then I had this plan to share this with every other person that needed help with cutting sugar out of their diet, or at least trying to eliminate the addiction of sugar, and knowing that you could take control of that, because it's not easy. It's very addictive. Sugar is very addictive. And here's the thing. A lot of people think they're cutting sugar out. This isn't a podcast about sugar. But I just want to tell you, this is how I made a decision. I put a plan in place. I had a clear vision. And I went out and I did it. I was doing it for me. I was doing it to help me, my addiction to sugar. How I felt sugar. I felt like sugar is the devil. I've said that my whole life. And sure enough, I have created a book, Sugar is the Devil. It's a 7-day sugar detox. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Barnes & Noble website. It comes in a hardback, super cute pink. Like you could use it as a coffee table book because it's cute and it's pink. Or the other one is the soft copy and it's blue. And it's me when me and my family were out in Destin. And it just brings back so many memories because that was right after I did my 7-day sugar detox. And I felt beyond, like I felt so good. And then I realized, gosh, this could really help people that are diabetic as well. There's a full grocery list in there. I'm not going to plug the book, sell the book, but it's super inexpensive. And the thing with my book was I wanted the book to be something that you didn't just put it on the shelf and you never did it, or you did it one time and you never opened the book again. I wanted you to get super messy in that book. I want you to write down, like, how do I feel that day? And I tell you all the sneaky sugars that women are not aware of, that, we don't learn in school. All the foods that you think are healthy that you're eating that are not, I'm not going to say they're not healthy, but they have more sugar than you're aware of, right? They're called hidden, sneaky sugars. I talk all about it in my book, and I'm like, who knew, right? I'm talking about the ones that end in the ose, right? All the ose words. If you look on the ingredients of things and you see ose, there's sugar. In some way, shape, or form, there is a sneaky sugar in what you're eating, even if you think you're not eating sugar. So when we think of sugar, I even had people in the beginning when I published my book, and they were like, oh, I don't have an addiction to like cake and cupcakes. I don't have a problem with that. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, is that what you think Sugar is the Devil 7-day sugar detox is about? For me, it was chocolate. But then when I started digging in, I'm like, oh my gosh, the bread that I'm eating, it's got all kind of freaking sugars in there. Like, anyway, Sugar is the Devil. If you haven't done it yet, I want you to have it as like a Bible for when you fall off track, when you need a kick in the butt, when you feel like you need a kickstart, a jump start, when you're going on a cruise, when you're going to be in a wedding, when you feel like you've just got this bloat and this puff and you're like, I need something to follow a plan, right? To make the decision, follow the plan and do it for 7 days. Like, I'm pretty sure anybody can do this and commit to something like that for 7 days. And then on the other side of that 7 days, you're going to feel amazing. You're going to feel so confident in yourself because you did not quit on yourself. You didn't let yourself down. You didn't let anything get in the way. You put the and word in there instead of or. It's Mardi Gras and I'm doing a 7-day sugar detox. That's possible. That is possible. All right, you guys. Anyway, having this set of skills, which now you do, you have to practice them. I don't react anymore and get triggered by things that I used to. I don't allow myself to fall into that pattern anymore. I decide, I make a plan, and I go get it on the daily, just like I did for my book. I did that for me. I made a decision. I had a plan in place. I did it. Then I decided I want to write a book. I don't know what in the world I'm doing, but I'm going to go take a course. I'm going to meet with somebody who's already written a book. I'm going to talk to them about which avenue would be best for me. I'm going to talk to a publisher. I'm going to see what all I need to put in place that I can do this. And I did. And now I publish notebooks and journals and all kind of things that I love that help women like you the same exact way that it helped me. So if I'm using a tool, right now I'm using my time blocker. I have not published a time blocker yet. I'm going to fine tune it. I'm going to make it perfect. I've shared it with my girls in my Tone and 10 online studio. They have a free printout copy. They can print out, it's 1 week, like each page is 1 week. So they could technically print out 52 pages for 52 weeks in a year. Go to Office Depot, get it bound, and they've got their own time blocker if that's going to work for them. I love time blocking. That is my jam. I love seeing the highlights. I block out, like, I'm going to be doing private bar training. I block that out. I'm going to be doing one-on-one coaching. I'll block that out. I'm going to go for a walk. I'll block that out. Like, I love time blocking with all the different color highlights and things like that. That's always been my jam. If you're my highlighter and journal person, you would love the time blocker. Anyway, I want to thank you for listening today. And I hope that my motivation to help women like you on this journey of wellness is helpful. And maybe you found some nuggets of truth to help you today, some ideas that you can use. And I'll talk to you next time. Stay gorgeous. And I'm so proud of you for being here. Bye.
Hey friend, thank you so much for listening to Heather's Get Unstuck podcast. Her goal is to help as many women as possible, and if this episode helped you in any way, you can directly impact Heather's efforts by simply sharing a screenshot of this to your social media or team. Also, if you're looking for additional support, feel free to find Heather on Instagram at GlitterU, her website at www.glitteru.com, and or join the free Get Unstuck community Facebook group.